Ever wonder how the same taco truck shows up at your cousin's wedding on Saturday and then a corporate lunch on Sunday like some kind of caffeine-powered magician? That is not magic. That is a spreadsheet, and honestly, the spreadsheet deserves a trophy. Vendors are basically running their own tiny airline, except instead of planes, they are moving folding tables, chafing dishes, and a nephew named Tyler who is somehow always late. Every event has a start time, a load-in time, and a load-out time, and if those three things collide even once, the whole weekend turns into a pile-up. Here's the part nobody tells you. The actual event is the easy part. The hard part is the 2 hours before it and the 1 hour after it, because that is when everything gets packed, unpacked, cleaned, and shoved back into a van that smells like garlic and regret. Most successful vendors do not book 2 events unless there is a real buffer zone between them, usually at least 90 minutes. That buffer is not laziness. That buffer is the difference between a calm setup and someone sprinting across a parking lot holding a cake like it is a football. Think about it like a video game with a timer bar, except if you fail the level, you do not lose a life, you lose a client and probably a 5-star review. So vendors start treating their calendar like a boss fight, mapping out drive time, traffic patterns, and even parking availability before they ever say yes to a booking. A lot of people assume vendors just show up with vibes in a truck, but the smart ones are quietly running logistics like a tiny version of a shipping company. They know exactly how long it takes to break down a tent, how many bins fit in the van, and whether Google Maps is lying to them again about that one road. Here's a common misunderstanding. People think double booking automatically means overbooking. It does not, because double booking with a real plan is just called scheduling, while double booking with hope and vibes is called a disaster waiting to happen. Weekends are basically the Super Bowl of the event world, because that is when everyone wants a wedding, a birthday, a graduation, and a backyard party all on the same 2 days. So vendors have to rank their bookings by distance, setup complexity, and how much stuff has to be hauled. Almost like sorting loot in a video game inventory. A lot of vendors build in what you could call a panic window. Extra time set aside in case a tire goes flat or a bridge is suddenly closed for no reason anyone can explain. That panic window has saved more weekends than caffeine ever has, and caffeine has saved a lot of weekends. There's also a human side to this, because vendors are not robots even though their calendars sometimes look like mission control. Staff need breaks, food, and a moment to not stare at a walkie-talkie. So the good operators build in rest just like they build in drive time. Data actually backs this up too, since event industry surveys consistently show that vendors who plan buffer time between bookings report way fewer late arrivals and way fewer stressed out meltdowns. Basically, math beats magic every single time. A fun twist here is that weather becomes its own scheduling opponent, because rain does not care about your color-coded calendar. Vendors who survive long-term build weather contingency time into their weekend the same way you would build a snack break into a long car ride. Confusion pops up a lot around this idea that more bookings automatically means more money, but if the schedule is too tight, quality drops and so does the vendor's reputation. It is less about cramming in every possible event and more about protecting the ones you already said yes to. So the real skill here is not hustle for the sake of hustle, it is rational planning dressed up as hustle, like a superhero who actually reads the instructions before saving the day. The vendors who last years instead of months are usually the ones who treat their calendar like a puzzle instead of a dare. If any of this made you curious about how event vendors actually build their systems, or you are thinking about becoming one yourself, do you want to learn more about our company? Check out our links in the description.